Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Here's the next set of videos of this project that I've got on the layout. I went through and took a Utah Railway locomotive, ran it back and forth, found a few things, where are they at? On this crossing here, and a little bit on this crossing. I think that was pretty, and a little bit on these ones. Pretty much a little bit on all of them. I needed to just take the sander and go over them real quick. That lowered it back down to where the wheels would stay in the, on the track and not be popping off and keep electrical contact. One thing that I ended up doing was I realized that back here I had a bump in the piece that I had in there, and I didn't catch it early on and realized that it was just being problematic. It seemed okay with the Utah Railway, so I decided to bring out this consist that I had sitting on the other track as well. And as soon as it hit right here with the trucks, which was pretty much the start of the inner crossing piece, it popped up and it almost derailed, but it kept stayed in place, got forward, and I just knew something else was going on. Couldn't figure out what, and just knew that I needed to either sand things down, which I did take my sander to and tried to level it out and get it low. Just wasn't working too well. And then kind of out of frustration, I just tore it up because I'm like, there's something obviously causing issues and I can't figure out why. And I already started to pull it up a little bit, but had a track nail. Completely missed it when I was putting it in. So that was kind of the bane of all the problems that I've been having for about the last 10-ish minutes. So I'm going to get that pulled out, and I'm actually going to get a new piece for putting in the middle there since I've got an extra bit printed out, and get that put in, and hopefully that runs better. So we'll see everybody in just a bit when I get that taken care of. Okay, one last thing before I call it for the night, but got the new piece in. I did do a little bit of messing around with it just to kind of look. The locomotives were still popping up on the front trucks when they were coming this way. So I did two things for that. One, I shrunk it down just a little bit, but then I also curved off rounded off the end. I don't know if that really needed me to do that, but that's what I did anyway. And then I still had that bump in the middle that I thought was from the track nail. And I got looking and realized that with the Unitrack, there's the double spacing or the double ties at the joints, and coincidentally the joints right there where the hump was kind of at. So took it off, sanded away. I don't know if you'll be able to see some of it in this one, but some of these pieces that stand out. Come on, focus maybe. Oh, you can kind of see some, but anyway, I digress. I ended up sanding down two of those, so it was essentially a double space gap for that set of ties, and it's sitting nice. It's got glue on it right now that's drying. I don't want to run anything through it just to be safe. I don't really want to have to tear apart an engine to clean it up. So, but overall, everything else is pretty much done, good to go. what I'll end up doing is probably leaving it for a little bit. I need to do some filming for other things with the layout, and I would rather not have wet paint and ballast here. If that had been just fine and stuff was going over, I would have probably ballasted tonight, but oh well, it'll wait till tomorrow, so, or whenever I get to it. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'm just really happy with how this is turning out. It looks a lot better than what I had there before. So we'll let this dry up and see how far I get tomorrow. All right, I came down to work on the layout and figured I would take a peek at this section that I was last talking about, that middle crossover or middle crossing piece. And I'm able to run things through without any issues. So really happy with that. It's not bouncing anymore. Obviously, all the bumps have been worked out. So what the plan is for today is I'll probably end up painting this, and then that way it's good to go that way, and then I'll ballast it after. We'll see how far I get. I don't know if I'll just paint it and then run some things through it for a while just to make sure that everything's working good. And then if I've got to take something up, I don't have to tear out any ballast. So anyway, that's where we're at, and everything's looking good so far, and hopefully it stays that way. So we'll be back when I get some more update. All right, I got the road painted, and I'm a lot happier with how it looks. And also got the backside over here painted, the cork that was there, and touched up the backdrop so that it matched the color of the road now. I ended up just using German gray and black. I used the Model Air just because that was the first thing I grabbed and figured it would help dilute the German gray just a little bit. And I'm really happy with how it looks. I think part of the problem that I had with the old road here was that I got an asphalt color and was thinking, oh, that looked good, as like they just had paved it, and just too brown for what I'm used to. With it being, or roads I've seen being more of a black. So redid that. I'm really happy with how this looks. Still is a little wet. We'll need to do a little bit of touch up cleaning the rails, but I tried the best I could for the most part. So that's where we're at. Trying to think of what the next stuff will be. Probably I'll get working on the measuring out over here and getting stuff done up for that, which will mean getting all these cars and pulling them over. But anyway, that's where we're at, and I'll be back when I've got some more done.